In this video, I'm going to be breaking down for you step by step exactly how I took my client from absolute ground zero with no course, with no sales team, with no plan of action to collecting $20,000 all within 30 days. And the crazy thing is we did this without any content, without any personal brand or social media presence. In fact, we did this by utilizing a very simple cold ad strategy. Even a 6-year-old could do it. This is definitely one of the best funnels for new businesses, new info businesses who are looking to inject cash in the cheapest and quickest way possible. Now, the funnel we used is the Meta Lead Magnet funnel. It's nothing new, but I'm going to be breaking down step by step from all the way from the ad to the bottom of funnel sales process, where you can understand the spins we took to ensure and achieve a 7x ROAS and a $20,000 cash collected in 30 days. Now, first, we'll start off with the creative. Now, I want to be fully transparent with you guys. I'm not going to go keep anything. I'm going to show you everything from the ad copy to the creative to the cost per leads that we were getting, just to show you guys how this really worked. Now, obviously, first it started at the creative level. We were offering a lead magnet, a 14-day guarantee from the lead magnet on landing a closing role. Now, this was a sales offer targeted towards people looking to get into remote sales. Now, I'll show you guys an example of the creatives that we were running.
If you're looking to get into remote sales, then listen up. I've created a document that shows you exactly how you can implement our deal flux system to secure a closing role in under 14 days. The best thing is, I'm giving this away for free. Now, I don't have time in this video to explain everything, so make sure you click the link below, fill out.
Now, alongside having a killer ad script, we also had an amazing ad copy that we put out on our ads. And this is a couple of screenshots, as you can see. The kind of cost per leads we were averaging £8.79, £7.65. Yes, we weren't spending a lot on ads, but I'll show you later on the return that we generated from these ads. They were very targeted, and the reason why they did so well was because it was a direct audience call out. We called out the people exactly looking for remote sales jobs, a specific desirable outcome, getting a closing role in under 14 days from the lead magnet. We also highlight the unique mechanism in a competitive market. Is an irresistible offer, is a fast and clear CTA, fill out the the instant form, which will obviously instantly fill out their details, and obviously implied personalization and trust at the end where they said, we will personally email it to you, which is again, is a pattern interrupt, and again, the killer ad copy that we posted alongside the script. Now, obviously, I've blurred the face out of my clients just for respect and privacy, but this was at the creative level. We really dialed it in. It's really important if you're going to run this funnel to follow these things, to deliver a very, first of all, a short ad. It doesn't need to be too long, but also with a clear, direct, easy CTA. For example, an instant form works perfectly because they can just swipe up and submit their details. And this way we got a fairly cheap cost per lead, but also the targeting was really dialed in, and we were able to also maintain a very high quality, because typically with lead magnet funnels, a lot of people complain with the quality. However, this wasn't an issue for us because we qualified directly through the ad scripts with the direct audience call out. So the people listening and signing up were exactly the type of people we wanted them to. So number two, the lead magnet itself. Now, a lot of people, they'll just make any old lead magnet. I've been through many lead magnets, and a lot of them have been absolutely garbage. Now, guys, if you generally want this funnel to work, if you generally want conversions off the back of your lead magnets, make them actually good. I made this lead magnet myself. It probably took me 2 to 3 hours. Yes, a very long time, but it was heavily detailed. And what I highly suggest is, if possible, in the lead magnet, get them a result. Get them a first quick, snappy win. For example, ours was to land a remote closing role within 90 days. There was probably 9 to 10 actionable steps that they could take, which would take them 1, 2, 3 steps towards that goal. Now, in their head, they're doing these things, they're getting some sort of value from it, and it's building the way up to their first quick win. This is a major trust builder in a trust recession, as you guys know. There's so many offers like this in the market, so we definitely had to do something different to stand out. And this was just another way we were building trust within the funnel and the sales process. And what you'll realize later on in the video, building trust was a fundamental key point which we focused on, which allowed us to see the results that we saw. Now, moving on from the lead magnet, we also had an absolute correct appointment setting process. So essentially, they'd sign up for the instant form, they get the lead magnet, they also get added to Go High Level, where our appointment setters will call them. Now, essentially, it's very easy to do an appointment setting call for a lead magnet very low friction opener. Hey James, how's it going? Just wanted to double check that you received the free resource that you signed up for. And then obviously, given their answer, yes or no, we divert straight into qualification. Oh, and by the way, what are you currently doing for work? We had a very smooth, low friction appointment setting script, which our set has absolutely crushed. And it's really important to have this dialed in. Now, obviously, from that very seamless transition into the qualification, obviously went over the current situation, desired situation, a very basic framework for appointment setting. We also did one thing, which pretty much no one ever does in this space, is price drop. We dropped the exact price, which is £2,000. Not a lot, but not, again, a tiny amount by any means. But what this does is, again, another pattern interrupt. It shows trust. No one's price dropping on calls, appointment setting calls. Everyone's waiting for the sales call and they price drop. What this does was lower their guard, like, okay, cool, I know this guy's trying to sell me. And we also understood who we were selling to. We were selling to sales guys. Like, they know, how it goes. We were selling to people selling cars, door to door. They understand these sales tactics. So to them, it was a pattern interrupt. There was something different. We knew who we were targeting, who we were talking to. And obviously, we framed the call with a very low friction CTA. We dropped the price, we dropped the value, we connected our solution with their problem. So it was obviously very tailored, and a very low friction CTA where we pretty much just said, would you be opposed to learning more? Very, very simple, low friction CTA. Nobody can say no to that. We also had a no-brainer guarantee as well. So those are a couple of things we did to really, really hone and dial in the appointment setting process, which allowed us to book so many of these lead magnet leads in, which obviously played a huge part in us allowing us to see the results that we did. Now, so let's say they've just come in, they've seen the lead magnet, they've got the appointment set, cool. Now they've booked onto a sales call. Now, the first things first, they'd get set up with a welcome email with the company branding. Again, very, very basic stuff I set up, but very, very basic stuff that I set up. But essentially what these things do is just further, we're building trust here. Alongside the welcome email outlining the next steps, we also had a bunch of testimonials on there for our clients' previous work, which they helped other people get sales roles. It did interlink, so we did use it as it was genuine proof of their work. So we had testimonials on this welcome email. As you can see here, the variety list of testimonials, then they get redirected to a VSL. And obviously the VSL just further qualifying them, walking them through exactly what's going to happen in terms of next steps. And obviously from there was a WhatsApp group chat where we could have that final touch base, make sure they're joining the call, if they want to reschedule, just to make sure that everything goes smoothly. Now, this might seem like a lot, but essentially a lead magnet lead is coming in where they've shown the least amount of intent by signing up to something free. We want to make sure we do the most possible to increase the level of trust and urgency for them to actually join the call and buy the product. So this is why we meticulously crafted this sales process in such detail to increase trust, to increase show-up rate, and obviously to frame ourselves as an authority or as someone different in a very, very competitive market. Now, when they got onto the call, what this meant was they've already seen wins from our process, from the lead magnet. They've already taken action. A lot of them, set up their LinkedIn, changed their outreach approaches. They knew the pricing of the program, so there were no surprises, no sort of crazy moments when the price drop happened. They've seen a boatload of testimonials. We were offering payment plans, and we had a crazy guarantee. The calls we were taking were pretty much laydowns. We were closing at about 80% close rate, which is insane, right? They'd been heavily qualified from an absolute cold lead to a very qualified lead. We were getting laydowns. Now, obviously, one thing I'd 100% recommend is get Klarna. If you don't have Klarna, if you're just starting out, you can get Klarna on Stripe. You can process up to £2,000 in the UK here, interest-free, which is amazing. Obviously, with that, it was so low friction. We even explained to them there was a payment plan option on the appointment setting calls, so it was even like a benefit to them when they joined the sales calls. Obviously, on the back of that, they got the course, they got access, and we had the whole info product with the one-on-one coaching, weekly coaching, and obviously the course material. So here are a couple numbers as well from October. As you can see, my client, we literally started probably like 12 days into October. We'd only be spending about £50-60 a day on ads on average, which is not a lot to be generating 10k GBP within 22 days. So as you can see here, we spent about £1,400 in ads. We collected about £9,500 off the back of it. That's a 6.8x ROAS, right? And we've only spent 1.4k. And obviously For the coming days of November, we collected another 5k GBP, which allows us to do about 20,000 USD within that 30-day mark. So, guys, this was an overview of exactly what I do if I just start out with a new info product, if I was new to the space and I wanted quick proof of concept, because we launched these ads as a proof of concept to test the market, to test the offer. Does the market want the offer? Is it validated? And we were able to generate insane results with just a test. So good that I decided to make a video about it. And obviously from here, we'll be looking at scaling ad spend, really doubling down on what's working and taking this business to the next level. Now, if you are someone who's looking to get into the info coaching space, or maybe you already are a coach in the space and you're really looking to scale with systems, clarity, and with a lot more confidence, then I'll drop my Calendly link in the description below where you can book in a call with us and we can go over and audit your processes and see if we can help. If not, there'll be definitely some value you could take away from the call. And if it works out, we could also potentially work together.